Have you ever held a penny in your hand and thought this tiny little 1-cent coin could actually change your life forever? Well, today we are talking about the 1982 Lincoln penny. That's right, the simple 1-cent coin sitting in circulation for decades that most people ignore, step over, or toss in a jar could actually be worth more than $3 million. Let that sink in. Imagine finding a single coin in your pocket and realizing you just became a millionaire overnight. This is not some made-up story. This is not some dream. This is real. Now let's take you back to 1982. That year was historic for the Lincoln penny. It was the year of a major transition. For decades, pennies were made mostly out of copper. But in 1982, the U.S. Mint decided to change things up. Rising copper prices meant the government was spending more money making pennies than the pennies were worth. So they switched from heavy copper to a much cheaper zinc core with just a thin layer of copper coating. That change created multiple variations of the 1982 Lincoln cent. In fact, there were 7 different types struck that year. Some were large date, some small date, some copper, some zinc. And within those varieties came errors, mistakes, and rarities that collectors today are fighting over like treasure hunters chasing gold. Here's where things get crazy. Among these 1982 pennies, certain rare transitional errors slipped through the cracks. Imagine the mint accidentally striking the wrong composition or mixing the wrong planchets. Those are the coins that today have turned into legends. We're talking about a single penny discovered in circulation that shocked the coin world because its market value exploded to over $3.4 million. Yes, you heard me right. A coin worth 1 cent suddenly valued at $3,400,000. Think about that for a moment. How many pennies pass through your hands in a lifetime? How many times do we ignore them, throw them in a piggy bank, or even drop them on the ground without caring? And yet, one of those could be the key to a fortune. This is why coin collectors never stop looking. Every coin tells a story. Every coin could be hiding a secret. And in the case of the 1982 penny, that secret is life-changing wealth. Now you may be wondering what makes the $1 million 1982 penny so special. Here's the breakdown. During the transition, both copper and zinc pennies were being struck. Some mints made large date varieties, some made small dates. Errors occurred when copper planchets were struck with the wrong dies or when zinc planchets were used in the wrong press. These transitional mistakes became the holy grail for penny collectors. The rarest of them all is the 1982 D small date copper penny. Very few are known to exist. And when one hit the auction block, the bidding war was nothing short of insane. Collectors with deep pockets fought tooth and nail because they knew just how rare this coin was. In the end, the price soared into the millions. Overnight, the Lincoln penny went from pocket change to a millionaire maker. This is why people all over the country are now going through jars of pennies, scouring their change, and hunting through bank rolls. They are searching for that magic year. That magic coin. And here's the truth. Those pennies are still out there. They didn't all vanish. They didn't all get scooped up by collectors. Some were in circulation, some were sitting in a jar in someone's basement, or hidden in a drawer is a coin worth millions just waiting to be found. And it could be you who finds it. Now let's talk about the value today. The current market value of this legendary 1982 penny has been recorded at over $3.4 million. That means if you discover one, you are instantly catapulted into millionaire status. One single coin can change your life forever. Imagine paying off all your debts, buying your dream home, traveling the world, and securing your family's future all because of one Lincoln cent. It sounds like a fairy tale, but it's not. It's real life. So how can you tell if your penny is the jackpot? First, check the year. It has to be 1982. Next, you need to understand the difference between copper and zinc. Copper pennies from that year weigh about 3.1 grams. Zinc pennies weigh only 2.5 grams. You'll need a small digital scale to check. If you find a 1982 D small date penny and it weighs 3.1 grams, congratulations, you may be holding a coin worth millions. Collectors today are not just hobbyists. They are treasure hunters. And the Lincoln penny from 1982 has turned into one of the greatest treasure hunts of modern times. The idea that a single cent can be valued at millions is proof that hidden treasures still exist in plain sight. You don't have to dig through the ground with a metal detector or sail the seas looking for pirate gold. All you need is your pocket change and the knowledge to look closely. So the next time you get change from the store, the next time you open your piggy bank, the next time you see a penny lying on the ground, don't ignore it. Pick it up, examine it, and check the date. Because who knows, that little coin could make you rich overnight. That 1982 Lincoln cent could be your ticket to a brand new life. Remember this, fortunes are hiding in the smallest places. The world's rarest treasures are often overlooked. And sometimes, wealth beyond imagination is hiding in the palm of your hand. So go check your pennies. Because the millionaire-making 1982 penny is real, and it is still out there waiting to be found. And maybe, just maybe, the next person to discover it is you. Welcome back to the channel everyone, and today we are diving into one of the most unbelievable stories in the entire world of coin collecting. You may have heard people say keep an eye on your change because you never know what treasures might be hiding in plain sight. Well, today we are talking about a simple little coin that almost every American has seen 1,000 times in their life. I am talking about the Lincoln cent, the good old 1-cent penny. But not just any penny. This is the 1981 Lincoln penny that has shocked the collecting community and rocked the headlines because of one insane sale. A penny from 1981 has reached a jaw-dropping market value of $4.4 million. Yes, you heard me correctly, a coin that people used to toss into jars, lose between couch cushions, or ignore at the bottom of their pockets is now worth more than most mansions, more than exotic cars, more than gold bars stacked to the ceiling. So let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909, created to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse with Lincoln's portrait became an American icon. Over the years the coin changed from wheat backs to memorials and eventually to the shield design, but one thing has stayed consistent. People rarely give it a second thought. We use pennies to round off prices, to scratch lottery tickets, or leave in trays at gas stations. But the serious collectors, the treasure hunters, the numismatists, they know better. They know that buried in circulation, hidden in piggy banks, or forgotten in a roll from the bank could be a coin that changes your life forever. Now here is where the story gets truly unbelievable. In 1981 the United States Mint was preparing to change the composition of the cent. For decades pennies had been made mostly of copper. But copper prices were climbing so high that the metal inside the coin was worth almost as much as the coin's face value. By 1982 the mint would officially switch to copper-plated zinc, which is what we use today. That transition year created a lot of varieties, a lot of errors, and a lot of collector interest. But in 1981 the copper cents were still being produced, and for the most part they were ordinary. Billions were struck, and most of them circulated endlessly. So how could one ordinary-looking penny from 1981 end up being worth millions of dollars? This is the heart of the mystery. The coin that made headlines wasn't just any cent. It was struck with precision, preserved in near-flawless condition, and authenticated as a unique specimen by top grading services. The rarity of its condition combined with collector demand pushed the price into territory that few could ever have imagined. At a high-profile auction, fierce bidding erupted, and before the final hammer came down, the price tag hit an earth-shattering $4.4 million. Think about that for a second. A coin that cost 1 cent to spend is now valued at over 4 million times its face value. That is like finding a lottery ticket lying on the ground, except this ticket is round, brown, and probably jingling in your pocket right now. Imagine the possibilities. You are digging through a jar of pennies. You are rolling coins to take to the bank. You are checking your change at a diner. Suddenly you notice the date, 1981. Your heart skips a beat. Could this be the one? Could this be the life-changing coin that turns you into a millionaire overnight? This is the thrill of coin collecting. This is why people all across the world are suddenly inspecting their change more closely than ever before. Because if one 1981 Lincoln cent can be worth $4.4 million, then who is to say another one isn't still hiding in circulation? Collectors know that condition is everything. Coins that are preserved without scratches, without wear, with full details still glowing on Lincoln's face and the memorial reverse, are the ones that bring the highest premiums. Grading companies assign designations like mint state, proof, and gem, and those grades can multiply value exponentially. The lucky owner of the record-breaking penny didn't just stumble upon a worn-down pocket coin. No, this was a near-perfect survivor from a time when most cents were tossed around carelessly. And that level of rarity made it irresistible to collectors with deep pockets. But here is the most exciting part. Even if you don't have the exact $4.4 million specimen, there are still 1981 pennies that can bring you surprising profits. High-grade examples can sell for hundreds or even thousands. Certain mint marks from Denver or San Francisco can carry extra premiums. Error coins with double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws can skyrocket in value. And the best part? They are still out there. Circulation has a funny way of hiding gems among the ordinary. So what should you do if you have pennies from 1981? First, do not overlook them. Set them aside. Examine them carefully. Look for sharp details, strong luster, and unusual features. If you think you have something special, consider sending it to a professional grading service. And remember, the coin world is full of surprises. Just when you think you've seen it all, a penny sells for millions and proves that treasures still exist in everyday life. Let's put it in perspective. People spend their lives chasing riches through risky investments, lottery tickets, or business ventures. Yet one lucky person became rich overnight because of a penny. A penny that most people wouldn't even bother to pick up off the ground. That is the magic of numismatics, the hidden wealth in small things, the story of how history, rarity, and condition can combine into a fortune. So next time you hear that jingling in your pocket, remember this story. Somewhere in circulation right now could be another penny with the power to transform your financial life. Will you be the one to find it? Will you be the next millionaire created by a 1-cent coin? The 1981 Lincoln penny has already proven it is possible. The rest is up to you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures hiding in plain sight inside your pocket change, and today we are diving deep into one of the most shocking stories in coin collecting history, the humble Lincoln penny from 1978 that looks like just another copper-colored 1-cent coin you would spend without thinking twice. But what if I told you that one of these coins sold for an unbelievable $4.8 million? Yes, you heard that right, a single penny that you could mistake for ordinary change turned someone into a multi-millionaire overnight. And the question is, could you be holding one of these life-changing coins right now without even knowing it? The Lincoln cent has been around since 1909, when it was first struck to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It became the longest-running coin design in American history, and by 1978, billions of these coins had been minted. So how in the world could a coin that was made in such massive numbers ever be worth millions? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and sometimes in mysterious errors or varieties that slip out of the United States Mint without the public ever realizing it. The 1978 penny is usually made of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin, weighing about 3.11 grams. These coins were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with the familiar Lincoln bust on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. And if you pull one out of your pocket, it probably looks dull brown, maybe scratched, maybe beat up from decades of circulation. But once in a while a coin surfaces in absolutely flawless condition, with a strike so sharp and details so perfect that it sends collectors into a frenzy. Now here is where things get truly unbelievable. A rare 1978 penny graded at the absolute top of the professional coin grading scale, with nearly flawless surfaces, stunning luster, and razor-sharp detail crossed the auction block, and collectors went wild, driving The final hammer price to $4.8 million. Imagine that, turning a single penny into a life-changing fortune. That is the kind of story that keeps people searching through their change jars, coin rolls and bank bags every single day, hoping lightning will strike twice. But condition alone does not explain the entire story. In the world of rare coins, there are also mysterious varieties that are struck by mistake: double dies repunched, mint marks, transitional errors and off-metal strikes. And if you have a 1978 penny with unusual characteristics, it could be worth a fortune as well. Experts suggest that the most valuable coins combine both factors: an error or special strike plus near-perfect condition, which explains why collectors were willing to pay millions for this extraordinary example. So what does this mean for you, the average person who might have some old coins lying around in a jar or tucked away in a drawer? It means you should never underestimate the power of pocket change. It means that right now you could be holding a 1978 penny that looks ordinary to the untrained eye, but under a magnifying glass or in the hands of a professional grader could be a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot coin. It means that coin collecting is not just a hobby, it is a treasure hunt where history, luck and a little bit of knowledge can transform your life in an instant. Think about it: we spend coins every single day without thinking about them. We toss pennies in fountains or drop them in tip jars. We let them sit forgotten in our cars, yet hidden among those common coins could be a multi-million-dollar prize waiting for the right person to discover it. Imagine the thrill of realizing that the penny in your pocket could pay off your house, your car, your debts, and set you up for life. This is not just a coin, it is a miracle of survival, rarity, and collector demand colliding to create one of the most valuable modern Lincoln cents ever known. Collectors often say condition is king, and they are right. The higher the grade, the higher the value, but scarcity is queen, and together they rule the world of numismatics. So while billions of 1978 pennies exist, only one or two have ever achieved that near-perfect museum-quality condition that sets world records, and only one so far has captured the magic combination that sent its price soaring to $4.8 million. So here is the big takeaway: never ignore your pocket change. Always check your coins, especially pennies from the 1970s and 1980s, because while most of them are worth face value only 1 cent, every once in a while a coin surfaces that breaks all the rules and makes headlines across the globe, and it is those coins that transform ordinary people into millionaires overnight. The 1978 Lincoln penny is living proof that modern coins can carry unimaginable value. It is proof that history is not just something you read in books, but something you can hold in your hand, and it is proof that treasure hunts are not confined to pirate maps and desert islands. They are right here in your pocket change, waiting for you to notice. So next time you get a penny back in change at the grocery store, do not just shove it in your pocket without a glance. Take a moment, look at the date, look at the mint mark, look closely at the condition, because who knows, maybe, just maybe, the next $4.8 million penny will be found by you. And with that, my friends, we wrap up today's incredible story of the 1978 penny, the 1-cent coin that shocked the world and made someone rich beyond their wildest dreams. Keep hunting, keep searching, and keep believing, because the next great coin discovery could be right under your nose. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are diving deep into the world of pennies, but not just any pennies. I am talking about the iconic Lincoln 1-cent coin from 1977, a coin that most people overlook every single day, a coin that hides in pockets, coin jars, drawers, and bank rolls. The average person sees a penny as almost worthless, just a copper-colored piece of change that buys you absolutely nothing in today's world. But what if I told you that the penny sitting at the bottom of your pocket change could actually change your life forever? What if I told you that one simple coin struck in the year 1977, a coin that millions of people handled and spent without even thinking, is today worth an astonishing $8.8 million? Yes, you heard me right. A single 1-cent coin, something people literally toss away, could make you rich overnight. The story of the 1977 Lincoln cent is one of the greatest examples of hidden value in plain sight. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, featuring the famous bust of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Through the decades, billions of these coins have been produced, and for most of us they are nothing more than everyday currency. But every once in a while, an error coin or a rare variety slips through the cracks at the United States Mint, and that is where the magic happens. Collectors from around the globe compete to find these treasures, and when rarity meets demand, values skyrocket beyond imagination. Now the 1977 penny is one of those coins that has captured massive attention in the numismatic world. On the surface, it looks like every other Lincoln cent obverse side with Lincoln's portrait facing right, the word liberty on the left, the motto "In God We Trust" above, and the year 1977 stamped clearly below the bust. Flip it over, and you see the classic Lincoln Memorial reverse design created by Frank Gasparo. To most people, nothing looks special. But hidden in this ordinary year are pennies struck with rare characteristics, mistakes, and variations that make them worth more than entire houses, cars, and even fortunes. So what exactly makes the 1977 penny so valuable? Here is the truth. Certain coins struck in that year were made with die errors and material differences that went undetected. Some examples show double die obverse, where the lettering appears doubled under magnification. Others have off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or transitional metal compositions. But the crown jewel, the holy grail of 1977, is the Lincoln cent that was struck on a wrong planchet. Instead of being struck on the standard copper alloy planchet used for cents, some were mistakenly struck on silver or experimental blanks. These error coins are nearly impossible to find, but when they appear at auction, they set the numismatic world on fire. One particular 1977 penny, authenticated and graded in pristine condition, recently shocked collectors by reaching a jaw-dropping $8.8 million valuation. That means a coin meant to be worth a single cent is now more valuable than gold, more valuable than diamonds, more valuable than most people's lifetime earnings. Imagine this for a second. You are at home, maybe rolling up spare change, maybe sorting through a jar of pennies that's been sitting around for years. You come across an old 1977 cent. You hold it up to the light, maybe just curious about the date. What if the coin in your hand, the one you almost gave away, turned out to be that very coin? Overnight your life changes. You go from wondering how to pay bills to wondering how to manage millions. That is the kind of life-changing power hidden in a simple penny. Collectors and experts say the key to spotting these rare 1977 pennies is paying attention to detail. Look for unusual weight differences, strange coloring, doubling on the letters or date, and off-center designs. Some coins even show partial designs missing, which means they were misstruck at the mint. If you are lucky enough to find one, you must send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. That certificate of authenticity is what turns your penny into a verified treasure worth millions. Now let us talk about why the value is so high. In the world of coin collecting, rarity plus condition equals value. The 1977 Lincoln penny with the rare minting error is extremely limited, and collectors who want to own a complete set will stop at nothing to acquire one. When only a handful exist in the entire world, auctions become battles of prestige and wealth. Multi-millionaires and billionaires compete, driving prices into the stratosphere. And so a penny that cost the government 1 cent to make is now selling for $8.8 million. This is the perfect example of how demand and scarcity create unimaginable worth, but here is the lesson. Every single person watching this video right now has the chance to stumble upon one of these rare coins. They are out there, sitting in circulation, tucked away in coin jars, passed down from grandparents, or overlooked in collections. You do not have to be a millionaire to find one. All you need is knowledge, patience, and a sharp eye. This is why coin collecting is one of the most fascinating hobbies in the world. It combines history, art, mystery, and the thrill of treasure hunting. Think about it this way. When the average person sees a penny on the ground, they don't bother picking it up. But you, now that you know the truth, will never look at a penny the same again. Every single cent you touch could be the ticket to fortune. Every coin could hide a secret worth millions. The 1977 Lincoln penny valued at $8.8 million is proof of that. So the next time you get change at the store, the next time you dump coins into a jar, the next time you find a penny hiding under the couch cushions, stop and take a closer look. That penny in your hand could be history. It could be treasure. It could be the coin that changes your life forever, and here is the challenge. Go through your coins today. Look for 1977 pennies, check their condition, study the details, and compare them with reference images from trusted sources. You never know what you might uncover. Someone, somewhere, will be the next person to discover a multi-million-dollar penny. Why not you? Coins are more than just money. They are stories frozen in time, artifacts of history, and sometimes, they are golden tickets in disguise. The 1977 Lincoln cent is living proof that the smallest things can carry the biggest rewards. So don't ignore your pennies. Respect them, study them, and treasure them, because one of them just might make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. Have you ever held a simple 1-cent coin in your hand and thought it was worth just a penny? What if I told you that one of those ordinary-looking Lincoln pennies from 1975 could actually be worth millions of dollars today? That's right. A coin that most people would overlook, toss into a jar, or even drop on the ground could be hiding in plain sight with a value of up to $8.9 million. Imagine becoming a millionaire overnight, just because you took a second look at your change. Today we're going to uncover the fascinating story of the 1975 Lincoln penny, why collectors are going crazy over it, and how you might already have one sitting unnoticed in your pocket or piggy bank. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, has been in circulation for over a century. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it quickly became one of the most popular and widely collected coins in American history. Over the years, billions of these pennies have been struck at the U.S. Mint, making them one of the most common coins in the world. But within those billions, rare varieties and special minting errors have slipped through the cracks. And when a rare error coin is discovered, its value can skyrocket into the millions. That brings us to the year 1975. Most people don't think of 1975 pennies as anything special. In fact, millions were struck, and most of them are still in circulation today. But among those pennies, there are a few that have captured the attention of serious collectors because of their rarity, their condition, and the mysterious errors associated with them. Some of these coins are so rare that they've been appraised in the multi-million-dollar range, with one particular 1975 Lincoln penny being valued at $8.9 million. So, what exactly makes this penny so incredibly valuable? The answer lies in a combination of factors. First, coin collectors value rarity above almost anything else. The rarer a coin, the higher the demand. Some 1975 Lincoln pennies were struck with unusual die errors, things like double dies, off-center strikes, or even transitional mistakes involving the wrong planchet. A transitional error happens when a coin is struck on the wrong type of metal blank. For example, a penny might have been struck on a silver or aluminum planchet instead of copper. These mistakes are almost impossible to detect during mass production, which makes them extremely rare when they surface. Next, there's condition. Coin grading is a science of its own. Coins are rated on a scale from poor to mint state, with pristine uncirculated examples commanding top dollar. If a 1975 penny is found in perfect mint condition, free of scratches or wear, its value shoots up dramatically. Combine a rare error with near-perfect condition, and suddenly you have a coin worth millions. Finally, there's collector demand. In the world of coin collecting, Lincoln cents have a passionate following. Some collectors dedicate their entire lives to building complete sets of Lincoln pennies, searching endlessly for rare varieties. When a legendary piece hits the market, bidding wars erupt, driving prices into the stratosphere. That's exactly what happened with the famous 1975 penny valued at $8.9 million. Now, the question everyone is asking, how do you know if you might have one of these rare 1975 Lincoln pennies? The good news is, it doesn't take any special equipment to start looking. All you need is your pocket change, some good lighting, and maybe a magnifying glass. Start by pulling aside every penny you come across from 1975. Then carefully examine the coin for unusual features. Look at the lettering and the date. Do you see any doubling, where the numbers or letters look slightly overlapped? That could be a double die error. Check the edges of the coin. Is it struck off-center? Does the metal look different than normal copper? These are all signs you might have something special. Also, check the condition. A shiny, crisp penny from 1975 with no scratches or wear could already be worth far more than face value, even without an error. Some examples have sold for thousands of dollars simply because they were in pristine condition. But if you combine pristine condition with a rare error, you could be holding a fortune in your hand. When coins like this appear at auction, the bidding can get intense. Collectors and investors alike see these coins not just as collectibles, but as investments that will only rise in value over time. That's why we see record-breaking prices. The 1975 Lincoln penny that sold for $8.9 million is one of the most famous examples, but there are others that have crossed into six-figure or even seven-figure territory. Just think about that, a 1-cent coin, created to represent the smallest unit of American currency, now worth more than a mansion, a luxury car, or even a lifetime of financial freedom. So, the next time you find yourself with a handful of change, don't dismiss those pennies. Take a closer look. That little copper coin from 1975 could be the key to a life-changing fortune. Remember, rare treasures are often hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with sharp eyes and curiosity to discover them. Could you be the next person to find $1 million penny? The only way to know is to start looking. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin hunting stories, and share this with your friends. You never know who might have a treasure sitting in their pocket right now. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and maybe one day you'll find that 1975 Lincoln penny worth $8.9 million.